Righto, welcome back to the Four-Wheel Drive podcast, driven by Shelterware. Today we are going to go over some beginner four-wheel drives. Music by the Southern River Band, Let It Ride. Socials, the Four-Wheel Drive podcast on Instagram. BackChat to YouTube. Thank you to the patrons, and the voice messages keep them coming. I was almost going to just quickly send one in then. I don't know if we've got any more this week or any to start us off, but I've made a call on the voice messages that we need them. We've encouraged it last week. We're encouraging it again. Get your voice on the pod.
They will come.
And then, again, thank you to our patrons. If you do want to get involved, patreon.com/the4drive podcast. And if you want to send us a voice message, jump onto BackChat's website. Click the 4Drive podcast. You'll find that. It's pretty easy.
Yep.
And there'll be a little microphone.
.com.au.
That is the one.
pages for
3 steps.
The Four-Wheel Drive podcast.
It's pretty much 3 steps, yeah.
Or 4 steps. You got just use your mouth. I'm a little bit confused here. Like I've got
What have you got going on in front of you, mate? You got 3 drinks.
Well, I've got the.
He's got the shelter from last week. He drank 2 sips of before he got a water bottle.
I've got the poison. I've got the remedy.
The poison.
Oh, the poison. I wouldn't be calling a shelter that, right?
No, like it's.
No. It's too late, mate. It's too late.
You're fired. Figure of speech.
What's your poison? You know, that's the old bar saying, right?
Yeah.
Is it diesel or is it petrol?
However, yes, that's not poison because that's non-alcoholic. So
yeah, very true.
Well,
how's our week been, boys?
busy.
Not bad. Busy.
Busy.
Yeah. It's not so early morning this time around. We were pretty early start last week for the pod.
yeah, it's
A
a
little
bit later.
fatigued.
Holy moly!
As you
Feeling
can
a
see
bit-
in front of Ronnie, we've all had a little coffee.
Feeling a bit better.
Yeah, perky.
Mate, nice t-shirt.
Wandering Oz, Mitch and Jess.
Mitch and Jess.
Shout out, great tees. I really like this tee.
Yeah, they're cool.
Um,
it looks nice as well.
Oh, thank you. Is that just me or is it the tee?
I mean, it could just be you.
Yeah, maybe.
I need to see it on someone else.
No, it looks good on everyone. I'm telling you.
Well, Mitch and Jess, if you want to model, Duggo's offering.
It's the same colour as their Ranger, actually, pretty much. Remember
the old Ranger?
Yeah. The new Ranger.
Or the new Ranger.
Yeah, but
well, it's old now.
Yeah, but they wrapped theirs, right?
they did. They had they had.
And the color they wrapped it in is better than Sandy Talk.
Yeah, it's actually that was a wicked car. Actually,
very nice
I was
colour.
just flicking through my phone the other week on the plane, and that popped up, and I was like, that was a nice car. And I'll never forget Mitch showing me the fries holder, the designated fries holder. At the
Oh,
fries
that's
counter.
cool. You know, actually on that, and we were meant to talk about this, I think a couple episodes ago, or I was meant to ask about it. The fries holder in the Ranger.
Yep.
The 48 volt Hilux has a square cup holder on the tray.
Yeah. For iced coffees.
Instead of a circle, it's got a square, like the little mound on the tray.
Like on the tailgate.
Yeah,
drop.
on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, tailgate.
It's like that
perfect.
inverted embossed sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you-
the one
You
that
know how
I,
it's usually circle?
yeah,
Square.
for like a Big M bottle. Like
Yeah,
a
for like
Masters bottle.
a Masters or Browns or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Big M, I
Yeah.
like to call it still.
Oh, the Big M. Yeah, I can't drink. Well, I used to love those, but then I stopped drinking them because I was lactose intolerant.
And then you found Hunt and Brews.
Well, and then I found the lactase tablets, and then the
Hunt
Hunt
and
Brews.
Brews, yeah, gotcha. That was
Yeah.
the
Thanks to Harry from Fighter
that was the
for getting me on the.
He's turned you onto a few things: iced coffees,
Cheese.
pickles, cheese.
caravans,
Yeah, okay. Caravans.
Prados, autos.
Oh my god! All right, where's this going? What are we talking about here again?
I'm going to add something real quick in there. Forget what it was now. Anyway, must have been that good. On the radar.
On the
First
radar.
up, I'm going to flick it to you because I've got no idea what your on the radar is. I've just got a list with
I've
nothing on it.
got
On the radar by
Well, yeah,
Insert.
that's exactly right.
insert
Insert.
Yeah, insert here.
Hunt and Brew.
Get around it.
Yeah, you're really pushing hard for Hunt and Brew.
Big M.
I'm thinking like Toyota.
So I thought
You just want Hunt and Brew.
we'd do a little game.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 cars, and I'm going to give them to you one by one,
Yep.
and you've got to rank them in order of where you think they're going to go.
Oh,
So
but
you
I don't get it all
1,
at
2,
once.
3, 4, 5, and I'll give you one car. You
Oh,
put it
okay.
at, say you put it at 3,
Yep.
and then the next one you put it at 1 or whatever, so on. You know what?
Oh,
So the
we
last
don't know. We don't know
Yeah, so you don't
the
get
next
full
car
list.
No,
until
you don't know the next car until you've ranked the first car.
And how?
Oh.
What's the ranking like system? Is it 1 is best?
Yeah, so
And then
I think
and-
it'll be 1 is best,
And
or
is it-
1 is best for in your opinion.
In my opinion,
And
okay.
then
So it's just in my
it'll go
opinion.
through. But it'll be a little.
In your luck of the draw opinion.
It's not going to be. It won't be a good order.
Yeah, okay. So we want
because I'm giving it to you one at a time.
Yeah, gotcha.
And you're just going to have to be happy with your list.
Do we have a different list, Ronnie and I?
No, you got the same list.
Ooh.
Same list.
Should I step out of the room and let Ronnie do it and then come back in so I don't know?
No, I'll give them to both of you and you rank them.
Oh, okay, at the same time.
Them. If you rank it, I mean, are you going to copy Ronnie?
Nah, but I feel like we could skew each other a little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
It could be an
So
interesting
if I
discussion.
jump out and Ronnie does it and then and then we come in and we compare notes.
All right. You want to jump out?
All right, I'll jump out.
Go on. Run away.
I'll try not to make too much.
Well, this is getting serious.
Get out of here.
No, yeah. Sorry to hijack your yarn, but I feel like that could be a little...
No. Get out. I don't want to hear your voice on the mic anymore. Go on. All right. I don't know how I'm going to call him back. All right, Ronnie.
Yes.
Are you ready to play the game?
I'm ready to play the game.
You ready?
I'm ready.
First car. Suzuki Jimny.
Oh, 5.
5 for the Jimny. Is there a reasoning behind that? You think there's going to be better cars coming up?
Too small.
Too small. Next car, Toyota Hilux.
2.
2. All right. Ford Ranger.
4.
4. Okay. Toyota FJ.
Oh man. So this is where we're going to have the last car. It's going to be number 1, right? So 3.
3 for the FJ.
Yeah, now you're going to get me, aren't you?
Nissan Patrol.
Oh, that's all right. Number 1. I'd rather a Nissan Patrol over a Hilux.
Okay. So
is it a GU though?
Well, I haven't
Or a
specified
GQ?
what it is.
Okay. As long as it's... Oh, actually, I'll go
What
Y62
would you
over
prefer
Hilux.
either?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll be happy with either.
There you go. So you're happy with your list? Patrol, Hilux, FJ, Ranger, Jimny.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Good list.
I reckon it turned out good.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought you wouldn't be too happy with the
I probably would have...
with the Patrol at the end.
Yeah, I would have... Oh, no, but I'd see that's the thing. Like...
Being
yeah.
a Toyota man.
Yeah, that's fine. I respect the Patrols,
There you go.
you know?
All right. Do you reckon I should give it to Duggo in a different order?
I reckon, yeah. I reckon.
Switch it up?
Yeah, but I can hear him. He's stuck talking out there now.
Yeah, he is. I don't know how I'm going to get him in.
So... Duggo!
Wow. There you
I'm
go.
pretty happy with that.
Pretty happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah.
I think it's actually... I mean, you put the FJ above the Ranger.
You
Are
really...
you happy with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I would have put the Jimny above the Ranger.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't rate them?
Oh, I've test driven one, and you know, it's like, I don't know, it's IFS Ute. I know a Hilux. I just go a Hilux. The Ranger, it's a nice car. It's just when I test drove it, I could just see the gearbox kind of overheating and stuff. You know.
I swear I have not seen them.
Potentially ruin the game there,
No,
don't you?
I haven't seen them.
Can I-
I'm set.
I mean,
You want to change the cars?
well,
Nah, that's all right.
Oh, Ronnie can stay in here now because he's gone already, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ronnie's already gone. All right.
Yeah. She's lucky Indy was
I
there because I don't know what else would have been doing out there.
He was standing there.
Felt
I mean, you
so-
came back in with Scully.
Yeah, Sco just rocked up. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
everyone's arriving now.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
that time of morning.
give them to me.
I reckon I'll give them in the same order.
yeah,
All right. Suzuki Jimny.
5.
Okay. Toyota Hilux.
2.
Ford Ranger.
1.
Wow.
Someone made that noise. The
Do you like that?
what's next?
Toyota FJ.
FJ.
Yeah, the old FJ.
4.
I knew you did that.
Oh, wow. Would you have put that at the bottom?
No.
Nissan Patrol.
What one?
Has to go 3.
Yeah. What
Doesn't
one
matter.
though? What one?
I haven't specified it, but just...
Say the new one,
Mm,
the V8 one.
It has to go in your last number anyway.
yeah.
It does, but I'm going to tell you where I would put it if it was.
Okay, so you've got a different order. Like, say you've got like an old GQ Patrol.
If it's an old GQ Patrol. Actually, no, I'm pretty happy with that. Any Patrol for 3.
Any Patrol for
Yeah,
3.
I'm happy with that.
You
Yeah.
put the Range and the Hilux above it?
If it was a Land Cruiser, I'd be flat that I put it
Yeah.
there, like even a 75, I'd be
Yeah.
flat. But
Man.
I'm happy with that.
There's probably a better order that I could read out of cars, and there's probably something else. But for the first attempt,
Can I check?
no.
Oh.
For the first attempt, it's not bad.
At the start, you were doing exact same as what I did.
Yeah.
Did we get the same
Jimny's
list?
5, Hilux 2, and I thought, if you... And he said Ranger. I knew you wouldn't put it at 4.
Where'd you put it?
So he put it at 4.
What'd you put first?
Patrol.
The Patrol ended up the top.
Yeah.
Are you happy with your list?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Are you happy with yours?
I'm very happy with mine.
Ranger, Hilux, Patrol, FJ, Jimny.
I think
That's your list.
I think that's your...
Ronnie's Patrol, Hilux, FJ, Ranger, Jimny.
No.
And he also said he was going to put the Ranger below the Jimny.
Oh. The Ranger was... So the Ranger's 4th in that list. Not a chance.
And it would have been 5.
The Ranger is
would
above
have
the
been
FJ
5.
Cruiser for sure. You would not be able to get home from here in that FJ Cruiser without filling up.
That is true. So maybe I would redefine.
I'm happy. What would you do?
Are you happy with Ronnie's list?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm happy if Ronnie's happy.
Yeah,
I'm happier with
But
my
you didn't
list.
seem too happy with Ronnie's list.
Not
The Ranger being
at
below
4.
the FJ.
The Ranger
you
at
didn't like it.
4. You're kidding me. But he wasn't to know, so I can't blame him. Anyway,
I mean-
what's on the radar? Was it just the game?
Yeah, it was just a game.
No,
No, I mean Ronnie's brought in a little
That was quite fun,
thing
actually.
for on the radar as well.
Oh, righto.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that would be. I thought
No,
it'd
that
be
was fun. I
interesting.
like games like
We
that.
might do that a little bit more
Yeah. That's
more
fun.
often.
I
Maybe every now and again.
like that.
Hmm.
Thanks for that. That's
Interesting one.
Could do it.
Shotgun not getting kicked out next time.
Yeah,
I kicked
good-
myself out, but
Good for you to come back, mate.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I thought you'd gone.
Someone needs to give us a voice message of those things that we need to put in order.
yeah, rank the.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
give
but
us
then
5 cars.
have to
Yeah.
cut it. Yeah, Jaden will have to cut it up then though. And drip feed it to us.
I can do that.
Good game. Good game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
Or suggest something else, maybe. Suggest to...
Yeah. Just
Just give us 5 things to blind rank. It doesn't matter whether it's cards related.
more
or-
to the point though. Send us a voice
anything.
message.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just talk to us.
Please,
Just do that.
please talk to us.
We're sick
Yeah.
of each other.
Not even sure if we have fans. No one's sending us voice
Just
messages.
talking to us. All right. What do you got, Ronnie?
Well, I know you love your Leatherman.
I do.
So I've got the Victorinox version. This is like, Swiss Army knives.
Yep.
This brand. Look, any multi-tool like that, I mean, not brand specific, but just any multi-tool, I reckon under the radar, they are under the radar because it's good to have in your car
Yeah,
rather than
I
going
agree.
through all your tools just to tighten up one screw because you got flathead, you got, Phillips head, scissors, knife, everything,
Yep.
So these stay in my cars. So there's there's one in a pouch in the Troopy and there's one in the 76 just sitting there.
Yep. Yep.
So it's just so much easier. So with all our camera gear, we're tightening up that oh my god, what do you call them again?
The base.
The base. They call it something else. The base mount, the mount.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The
Yeah.
connection thing
Yeah.
between the camera and the
There's
tripod.
a word for it.
You're not-
Jaden doesn't know either at the moment.
I just call them the base.
The base mount. So just tightening those up. Any little screws, opening up your door cards to adjust the window like you have to do in a 70 series sometimes, falls out of the rail. All those kind of things. Or, you want to cut your nails, whatever. Got to look
Yeah.
good around camp.
I'm with you on that. Multi-tool in the car is,
Cable
it
ties.
gets used a lot.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I've got on mine? Little scissors.
Yeah. So this one's got scissors as well, yeah.
Flick out. And they're a little bit flimsy and not like, they're not cutting through much, but been handy.
They're good for cutting tape. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know when
yeah.
because like when you
Yeah.
have electrical tape and you rip it,
Yeah.
the last bit
stretches
doesn't
out
stick and
yeah.
eventually it just,
Yep. No,
So-
I'm with you on that. What do one of them set you back roughly? That brand
Oh,
be 100,
yeah, it's a little bit higher than that.
bit higher.
Yeah,
Quality though.
Yeah.
You can find cheaper ones out there. No worries.
Yeah. So I mean, this one is a bit big. I do prefer the other one. It's slightly
have a look?
smaller, and it's got its own sheath as well. That one I didn't get a sheath with that one, so it's got to be in a specific spot, otherwise it can scratch things. But the black one that's in a sheath in the 78 is amazing.
I like that you can clip this one onto your.
Yeah, on your belt.
On your
yeah.
belt.
But I just leave it in the car. It's pretty
Yeah,
heavy to have
I'm
on your
the same.
belt.
Yeah. With all the other stuff, you got hanging off your belt.
Yeah,
Got one, Jade?
like
A multi-tool?
Yeah, you got one, mate?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Good on you.
I do.
I won't.
Not that my car's usable yet, but, I've got one.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's just
Good little
my
touch.
show and tell for under the radar.
I like how Ronnie just finds stuff in his car and brings it in for on the radar and
Yeah.
makes it a thing.
I just bring it in every time, just in case.
I've got this.
because I don't see the run sheet,
He
we
doesn't
don't know
He's
where
got
we're
no
going.
idea what's going on.
So there's always stuff sitting down here, just in case.
I love it. There was another good on the radar that we didn't do last week. Fires are back, boys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can have a fire again, pretty much.
I was like, gee, that's a short episode.
Yeah, no, we're there already.
Fire bit, boys. Let's
I
go.
do. Yeah, I've got to get going soon. No, yes. Yeah, you may know more. Are they, we can have a fire now?
Yeah, it's all region based.
It's, again, region-based, but most
Yeah.
regions are opened up now, too.
Yeah, most regions
Yep.
have opened up now. I mean, there's some regions that have had fires recently. Sometimes they stretch out
Yep.
the fire ban just because there's so much, because we haven't that much rain, right?
Nah, not here. No.
So some years we'll have heaps of rain. They will never lift the fire ban earlier, but they'll
Yep.
just lift it on that
On the
day.
day.
Whereas this one has been a bit
got
delayed.
extended. Yeah. Yep. But, again, do your research, but I think
Yeah.
mostly you'd be right to have a
Most-
fire.
Yeah,
out
mostly
camping
you'd be
now.
right.
Mostly.
Yeah, just do the right thing. Don't do it was
Yeah.
have it in a contained thing if it's windy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, we're getting very close to an open wide fire.
Yeah. Something
It
like
was a weird way to say
that.
that.
Yeah, we don't really
Anyway.
open wide fire across
No,
the
we
state.
don't want a full fire. That's
The
not.
bonfire.
You get,
Oh,
you,
right,
get,
yeah.
you get what you're saying.
Well, hopefully. Main topic.
Main topic time. Beginner four-wheel drives. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned it briefly at the start. People are probably thinking, where are they
Who
going to
cares?
take this?
This-
I know what a beginner four-wheel drive is. I can buy
Yeah.
one. I can see them. Everyone knows what a beginner four-wheel drive is. But not everyone's got Ronnie Dale's opinion on what a great four-wheel drive to get started in is.
Oh, so we're talking about the four drive. Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah.
this is what. So I spoke to Ronnie the other day about this. I called him up as I was doing the run sheet.
I
Well, you called me.
I must have been busy.
Yeah, I don't. Just yeah, don't know.
Yeah.
I,
So
to be honest,
is
I didn't give a lot this week on the.
this about that article that you were
Yes.
talking?
So I found. I googled beginner four-wheel drives just because I was interested to see what four-wheel drives.
I know
were,
what
and
didn't.
found
I
this
know what
little-
didn't pop up. 76 Land Cruiser.
Yeah, that didn't pop up at all. So what I did find was this article, and it had at the bottom of it 6 four-wheel drives that they would recommend for beginners, and I just kind of thought, is there such thing as a beginner four-wheel drive? Like, there's
reckon.
beginner cameras, there's beginner
Yes.
stuff like that, right? But is there a beginner four-wheel drive? Is there a car that is just amazing?
Where
for
do you start?
What's the perfect car for a beginner?
Yeah.
To get forward driving, and why can't a beginner start in a 76 or a 79 or a 78 or an Ineos? What's the
There's no
what's the
car.
prerequisite for a beginner?
There's no car a beginner can or can't start in. You know what I mean? It's it depends on what you're going to use the car for. But a beginner four-wheel driver, that's someone who has never four-wheel drive before. Doesn't really know if he wants to get into the whole thing and all that kind of stuff. So any full drive will do. Heck, even an all-wheel drive, I would say, would do. I don't think there's any specific cars that. Is there a list of cars? Because that's the only thing we didn't talk about. I think you mentioned one of the cars, but what is the list of cars?
Yeah, so
These guys are saying.
I would love for you boys to just take a little crack at it and see what you think the list says.
It's Australian based.
Australian based.
I can see the list, so.
Yeah.
Ronnie,
Okay.
Can you stop looking at the run sheet, mate? Honestly, I'm sick and
my
tired.
job.
Yeah. No.
So you got yin and yang
That's
here.
why I'm here.
Yeah, that's the point. All right, well, we'll disregard that.
No,
Well,
give-
Ronnie,
give
what do you
Ronnie a
think?
crack.
What do you think? What do you think? It's 6 cars.
Okay, 6 cars. Well, I'm just going to say Hilux because it's popular. A Ranger because it's popular. Are they on there?
No.
No? Okay. Subaru? No.
No.
RAV4?
No.
So
Prado?
Yes.
Prado's on there.
Ding.
Okay.
Back.
Wow. Okay, so Prado is a beginner four-wheel drive.
Apparently, yeah.
So most beginners of four-wheel driving would likely be in the age of... They could be young. Who the heck can afford a bloody Prado at a young age? That's what I find a bit strange.
I mean, you buy.
Is
you
it an
buy
old
Prado? Like,
Okay.
I don't necessarily think they're brand new cars.
All right.
The thing about this list, I would say, is apart from, so I'll give you one. The other ones is the Isuzu. Oh no, sorry, yeah, the Isuzu MUX. I was looking at it, thinking.
Oh,
it
they're
was
all
D-Max.
wagons then.
They're wagons.
Is there a Pajero on there?
Yes, yep. They're not agricultural at all. No, the FJ is though. So they're not. Yeah, they're not the.
Do you want to read out the list?
Yeah, so Toyota FJ, Pajero, Prado, Nissan Patrol, MUX, and a Jeep Cherokee.
Which patrol?
Yeah, it doesn't
specify,
say.
but
So this is. I took this off.
Again, which
got this
patrol?
from
He doesn't.
yeah.
He doesn't say. They don't say.
Start specifying the patrols, Jaden.
no, it's just Nissan Patrol to me.
Nissan Patrol.
Yeah, they're all the exact same.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's just one article's opinion, but there's nothing agricultural about any of those vehicles. They're mainly bought, I would say, to be on-road vehicles.
It's a bit of a trap if people read this and they have, say, a Hilux or something, and they're like, oh, okay, so that's for a beginner. I'm going to sell this and buy one of those.
Yeah.
I don't think many people would actually do that, but it's misleading because whatever you have right now is good enough to go full driving in. It's just you're beginning to full drive. I mean, you might never actually be on a beach. You could be just driving on a gravel road, right? That's full drive.
Yep.
Many people consider that full driving. I mean, it's just an unsealed road, but just down a simple track, you could get away with doing that in an all-wheel drive most of the time. There's a lot of tracks you can drive around in two-wheel drive, really. The only time you really need full drive is when, it's loose traction or you're starting to do damage to the track or you're starting to get sideways, those kind of things. So any car is good enough to learn full driving in. Even like a Ineos Grenadier. Yeah. As crazy as they are, at least you'll be going from an Ineos Grenadier, which is like a bloody fighter pilot cockpit, and you hop in like a simple car, you'll be like, wow, this is easy to get into full drive.
Yeah. That's probably the part where you need to look at it. It's like, what's going to be almost, learn the system. What's easier to learn the system in? And because I reckon a beginner starting out in an Ineos Grenadier, I don't think you're going to need or, even be able to unlock all the capabilities in that car because you're starting out, you know nothing about it. You've never actually shifted in to 4 high or 4 low in a simple mechanical car. But so there's that part of me that's like, start with it, but don't go and spend $100,000 on a car.
No.
If you're starting out.
No. But if you have the car already.
If you've got the car already, go for it. You'll be able to do whatever you want. But it's
just
more
in the
that
deep end.
It's like, so that's when I don't think there's a bad car to learn forward driving in. But I definitely think there's better choices. And these 6 choices aren't too bad.
No, they're not too bad. But they're also not really showing you everything.
No, you're not going to probably be doing as much stuff as what we were doing in the hills a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like you're lifting wheels and all that, and that's where you have to kind of dive into the technology of the car.
Yes, you do.
Anyway,
you need to learn the system.
Yeah. So I think what's most important is whatever you have now as a beginner with your car, if it's a 4-wheel drive, use that and just learn how to get into full drive.
Yeah.
Learn how to deflate your tires, inflate your tires, learn how to, I think that's more important than worrying about if you have the right car. Because if you're just starting out, you don't even know if you're going to keep getting into this. You might go camping for the first time in a full drive and go, oh man, this sucks. I want to be in a bloody caravan park. There's no showers, there's no this or whatever, or the missus doesn't like it or the husband doesn't like it. Then you haven't invested in a car just to try it out,
Yeah. I think it's very, very individually based on what you're going after, how much money you've got to spend. Yeah. And then you can
which car you like.
Yeah, I know. Like you got to like the look of it too, I think.
Yeah.
Like you sort of, so there's so much that can go into it, and then you start to talk about mods, and we've done all that on this podcast. We've spoken about good areas to start out 4-wheel driving, where some spots to test it, or the terrain to test in, the mods that you need to get started, the gear that you need to get started with camping and four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
So there's all of that comes into it.
But I think as a beginner, there's a beginning. We're talking like this is just the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then let's say we go across the whole table. That's the whole world of four-wheel driving. So if you just hear, it doesn't matter what you have, right? But let's say you are now expanded into this table and you want to keep going. Say you want to go in a direction of like a desert travel or some robust four-wheel driving or something. You want something more reliable. Then maybe the MUX or something like that, or the Pajero may not be the right car for that particular thing, but it'd be fine for most of the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there are some things where a solid axle vehicle is less comfortable, but it's more reliable, more robust, can handle more. It's also peace of mind. So at that point, that's when you need to decide on, is this car good enough for this?
Yeah.
Do I want to spend all this money to make it be able to do this? For example, an FJ Cruiser, you wouldn't go the canning stock route in that, right? Unless you towed a pod trailer with fuel.
Yep.
Because it's petrol, the tank is small. Yes, you can expand it, but it's not really practical.
Yep. Yep.
You want a vehicle that can hold more fuel and kind of burns less fuel. And there are, like, say even a Jimny might be difficult to take on a trip like that,
Yep.
There's only so much gear you can have in the car. So a Jimny's, I'm not saying they're bad cars, they're great cars, but they have a purpose. And some vehicles can fulfill more of those areas than others can. And that's where I think patrols, Land Cruisers, that's those really well-known four-wheel drive cars, they kind of suit every environment.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other cars, they only really suit, maybe half the board.
Yeah. Yep.
Or 75% of the
Couldn't
board.
agree more. Yep. So we've spoken a little bit about it now, and if people don't have an understanding yet of, maybe they just give me a car, Ronnie, tell me what to buy, and you're starting out, you're a beginner, and you don't really know if you go on that desert track or if you go on that robust four-wheel driving or you're overlanding.
Yeah.
What is in your mind? Just give us one car that you're like, yep, that get started in that thing, you'll have no issues. There's some, there's room for improving the vehicle, but it's also capable stock.
Yeah. I would look at cars that are readily available, that have been out for a little while. So there's every accessory under the sun, not just brand new, but also secondhand.
Yep.
Because this is where you can open the doors to try things out, and you're not having to learn if this vehicle can have this size tire or what lift it can have or what's best to go with it, because it's already been done by someone else.
Yep.
So hundreds of people have modified a Ranger or made parts for them, or a Hilux or Patrol,
Yep.
There are hundreds of parts for those cars. But if you go to something like, even for a Jeep, there's hundreds of parts, right? But a lot of it is sourced from America. But a lot of it's available here, though. But, there'll be other cars, let's say the new tank, right? The new tank 700, 500. There's not a lot of stuff for that yet.
Yep.
There's not a lot of stuff known about it. And if something does go wrong, how long do you have to wait for parts and stuff like that?
Yep.
So that's the other thing. There's also with the big American trucks that we have here, like the big Chevs and all that. Some of those vehicles, that takes ages to get parts for,
Yep.
So, but not many people have them, so not many people know what to do with them. So that's where I would suggest, narrow the pool down, pick out of that pool.
Yep.
And that's for people who are going to go into it,
Yeah.
So this is after you have begun with what you have and you've decided, this is awesome. I want to get into this lifestyle. Let's choose a vehicle where we can expand the horizon.
Yep. I would, if I was narrowing it down, I'd find it hard to go past. If you want to go, like, if you can handle a ute and you don't mind maybe not being able to lock your stuff up in the back, Ranger or Hilux if you want to get started.
Yeah.
Like you say,
throw shit in the back.
Off you go, have a crack. Plenty of mods if you need to go there. Any of those utes that are reliable, readily available, been around, tried and tested. If you don't want a ute, I'd think the Prado.
Yeah, if you don't want a ute, there's Prado, there's Patrol. Look,
I think the Prado for me though, if you back out of wanting to be a 4-wheel driver, and you know you're not interested in it anymore for whatever reason, but you're giving it a go, your Prado's like it's your city car anyway.
Yeah.
Now, like, you know, there's plenty of nicely done up ones that are really capable, but
RAV4?
no,
it's probably a bit small, and
you just wouldn't be able to do enough in them.
yeah,
I don't reckon.
RAV4's great for a weekender, but not if you want to. You know, it's okay if you just want to go to the beach. You're just going to go on weekender. Sure, fine. It'll be like a bit of a chimney, right? You can only pack so much in it. You can definitely do it, but you got to put more effort into and then really cut back on your gear to be able to do it. But
What about the
I'd say like the older Pajeros.
Fortuna?
Yeah, Pajero.
Yeah, Fortuna. There's plenty of those around.
We're very Hilux, Ranger, Land Cruiser
Everest.
biased
Everest,
on here.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
Everest.
actually, the Everest is
MUX.
I mean, anything that's tried and tested for mine. But like, if I'm telling someone to go out there and buy a car, like I've been a Ranger driver myself and seeing what that can do, and then what it does for me day to day is just like just buy a Ranger, and have a crack, and don't buy a second hand one.
Yeah,
With then maybe it's got a set of tires on it already, and a snorkel and a roof rack.
Yeah.
Happy days.
I think when it comes to towing, like you're going to tow a camper trailer, you want to tow a caravan, look at cars that have more than 60 litres of fuel capacity. So I know someone who's got an MUX. He's got a 60 litre tank. He was towing his caravan up to Shark Bay. He was this is the month ago when I was up there, and he had to stop all the time because that 60 litres just goes because you're towing something, right? So I find it surprising how they put such a small tank in them. So he's now actually forked out only $2,000 to expand the tank on the MUX.
Yep.
So that's just one example for people to look into. If you want comfort, you don't want to, like in a ute with the lid sprung back. You know, I mean, there are utes that have coils like the Navara, the new one, but readily available vehicles.
Yeah, so much. There's so much to it. You go on all day.
Yeah.
I think the key things to understand though is just whatever car you do have, get to know the system. Like you say, practice inflating, deflating the tires, whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Practice your skills, and it's like plugging tires. If you end up with a hole in a tire and you took ages to plug it because it's the first time, well, when you get back, take that tire off and just put more holes in it and practice more. The tire's stuffed anyway.
Yep.
You got to chuck it out.
Yep. And I'd say start small too. Don't go and jump into the deepest rut you can and see how your car goes. Just drip feed your skills and practice, and there's plenty out there, which I think you can go back and have a look at some of our episodes about maybe how to start out with driving and actually getting comfortable in your own
definitely
in your own vehicle.
I mean, unless you're the type of person who likes to sink or swim.
Yeah, well, that's another way to find out. And you find out pretty quickly. So
just don't do it near the local beach.
Yeah, don't go too close to the water.
Yeah.
And probably go with someone is another bit of advice.
Yes, go with someone experienced.
Yeah, there's always someone around that who's experienced. There's training. What do you call them?
There's four-wheel drive training, but
if you don't know anyone, that's another way of having a go.
Training is one way, but there's also, if you find a really good tag-along sort of crew, you do learn a lot there as well, and you get this, you learn a different side of it, but you do learn the basics.
Yeah.
With the training, it's very much just on how to drive and all that kind of stuff, which is great if you're doing kind of solo stuff. You should really do that. But you can get away with learning a lot from like a tag-along.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like learning how to drive, right? You can pick up bad habits from, say, your parents who are teaching you how to drive. But when you get a driving instructor, they're usually by the book. So, you do the 2 to 10 and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But you learn the proper thing, because if you go to do your driving tests and you drive like your dad or your mum, you may fail.
Yeah. Yep.
Not saying that from experience, but I'm just, you do learn bad habits from people.
Yep.
For example, people teaching people how to recover a vehicle. Well, let's just put a snatch strap on the tow ball and pull them out. And it's not a snatch strap, that's a bloody extension strap. It's just, I'm out of here. I'm not part of this,
Yeah.
So,
You got any thoughts, Jaden, on a beginner four-wheel drive?
No, I think you boys have covered that well.
No, I feel like there's much more
Yeah,
to...
I mean,
And I think we've gone over it in different parts of our
we've
podcast
gone over it
as
a
well.
fair bit in other episodes. I just kind of like saw the article and I was like,
No, I like touching back on it though, because people...
beginner
we,
four-wheel
we might
drives.
have people watching this and that's their first time watching us. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
People who have no idea would get fixed on, these are the cars I need to get, you know. It doesn't matter. Anything will do.
Yeah.
Anything will do.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that I wanted to like look at, was just like, you can drive anything as a beginner four-wheel driver. Like you might start your four-wheel driving career not as a 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old, but as a 30 to 40 or 50 or 60-year-old, you know?
Yep.
And you might have more money if you're in that age bracket that's a bit older. So, you know, maybe you're looking at a more expensive four-wheel drive for your first ever four-wheel drive,
Yep.
maybe a 70 series, maybe a Grenadier, maybe a Land Cruiser, maybe a Patrol, like maybe anything. And it's like, why do I have to buy... Why is it
100%.
recommended me to buy these like beginner four-wheel drives in quotation marks? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
For most cases, you don't need the big 79 or the 76
Nah.
or the,
No.
you know, the Grenadier or the Patrol, you know. You don't. You just... I mean, shit, you could get away in a Subaru from a lot of stuff, you know.
yeah,
And
I've
like
seen that.
you mentioned the tank before too. Like I know there's maybe parts not as easy to access at the moment, but like these might be in 5 years' time what we're talking about. Like if you want to start out in a four-wheel drive, go a tank. So we're not saying the cars that we're mentioning are the only ones to go and get. Like you can go and try in the bloody SsangYong if you want.
I think that's the point. It's like you can start
Anything.
your four-wheel driving career in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it has a four-wheel drive mode or an all-wheel drive mode, even sometimes, like give it a crack.
Yeah.
Don't go doing stupid, silly things.
Yeah.
But like you could get onto the beach and you could get onto four-wheel drive tracks.
Yeah.
This
It
in a
feels
whole
good.
bunch of different cars. It's just like,
This feels
Why,
like we're back to our early days of like podcasting.
Yeah.
With the four-wheel drive pod, like talking about this stuff that we started out with.
yeah,
It's cool.
it's given
Good little
few
flashback
memories,
for
isn't it?
episode 50.
For episode 50.
We didn't touch on
We
that.
didn't even touch on it. Episode 50,
little,
boys.
Little nod to the sheds.
Well done.
How's that?
Hey,
50.
That's pretty
I
good.
forgot about that.
Half a
yeah.
ton.
There you go. We touched on the 49th last week.
Yeah,
We
we
touched on the 50 this week.
Who cares about 50? 49 or nothing.
I just want to wrap up this conversation and go to the fire pit by saying you could drive an old Great Wall Motors, you know, the old 240V or whatever they're called. Those utes, the ones that came out.
Yep.
You could drive one of those if you learn how to drive full drive. You could take that thing a lot further on difficult tracks and lines compared to someone who has no idea who's just bought a 79 series with all the crap on it. Like, you know, it's... And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you have that, just use that, you know?
Yeah.
And then see if you want to... Don't go and buy a 79 series and spend like over $100,000 just to try out and see what you want to do. Because, I mean, that's a bloody mortgage, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think like that, just to go into it a bit more, like it's all about learning to four-wheel drive, not learning in a specific car.
Yes. Learning about the car you have.
Yes.
Get the manual out, read it, put it in the full drive, and remember to take it out of full drive.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is
Don't be
if you've
scared.
got one, use it. If you don't have one, just get one.
Yeah.
Cue the fire pit.
That was really good, mate. I like that. That was
I don't know. I just wanted
Might
to
have to
bring
make
you
a
blokes up and
t-shirt
get the
about
fire
it.
pit going, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
So
sorry,
I'd have that punchline to finish. I
you just wanted to shut
don't know
up.
if anyone liked it, but
I liked it. I might get a t-shirt made with it on.
what was it? If you have one,
can't-
use it. If you don't have one, get one.
Yeah.
Get one. Anyway, go to ask
I like
questions.
it. All right.
Get some.
Get some. Yeah, what's that? What's that?
That was...
Get some.
was that Apocalypse... Something...
Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now.
Get
I
some.
think so.
Get some.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom Dixon, Patreon. Having owned 110 Defenders over the last 20 years,
Wow.
and now the Grenadier.
It's 330.
It is.
Look out.
Quick maths.
Tank.
I think the Grenadier is the rightful successor to the Defender.
So
Is
Tom's got a Grenadier now.
So he's got a Grenadier now,
Okay, yeah,
and he's owned 330 Defenders.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3.
Oh, this guy calls it a Grinios, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Grenadier, yeah.
And he just says this is what Land Rover should have built. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
Did they miss?
Oh,
have
they missed the mark by flipping country mile.
really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know enough about either of them. Probably I know a bit more about the Grenadier now, but I don't know enough about
I
Defenders.
test drove the new Defender.
Right.
2020? I think it was 2021. Holy crap. This thing was so frustrating to drive. I could not get it up this sand dune. And I was like...
Is that the old shape Defender?
No.
new-
It's a new one.
Yeah,
They
right.
basically just built another Land Rover.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one.
A Range Rover. They basically just made another Range Rover. Just a smaller version. So I got so frustrated with this hill, I didn't show half the attempts because people would have just turned off YouTube or gone to sleep because it was just trying again and again and again. I tried all these different modes. I hopped in my Hilux because I had the Hilux back then.
Yep.
It was pretty much stock. It took me 2 attempts to get the Hilux up. 2 attempts. Same run up. And I was like, okay, so it's not me, it's the car. So I got back in the car and then I went through and then I finally found out how you could just get just freaking normal full drive. And then I could drive it up. Just. Because it had sand mode, had all these stupid modes. And it's like for someone who, like, I consider having at least a bit of experience full driving, right? So, and I can't work out this bloody menu.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And that's what's so
Arguable.
frustrating.
Yeah.
So with the Grenadier, it looks overwhelming, but it's simplified over this other thing, you know? It's just relying on software. So some people have said that after the Soviet Union collapsed, they had all these rocket scientists that had no job. And Land Rover got these guys, rocket engineers, to help design the Defender, the new Defender. And it turned into all this stupid software, and it just doesn't make any sense. If you have to rely on software to get your car from A to B, I'm out. Like, mechanical. It's mechanical. Just keep it mechanical. It works. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. It's already friggin' round, right? So that's, went on a bit of a tangent there, but the new Defender compared to the Grenadier sucks.
It sounds like Tom thinks the same thing.
Yeah.
I think a
little
lot
bit.
of people
I
think the
think-
same thing.
Yeah.
I think you'd be hard pressed to
I
find
don't
someone
want
that
to put
doesn't
words in
agree.
Tom's mouth, but that sounds like...
They took the agricultural out of the Defender.
I must say I like the old look on the past Defenders, but the new ones just don't hit the mark for me.
Nah, they look like a Range Rover, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and they just look like they're just... It looks like a big, it's just a big SUV to
Yeah,
sit on the road. Sort of, just doesn't look like a four-wheel drive. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's very,
I
very
think-
I
plastic
love
as well.
the old look though.
Very plasticky.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
the ones that Seriously Series have,
Well, that's
Those
where
are-
you... And
Yeah.
Sidetracked.
those are cool. And
Sidetracked's,
Sidetracked.
Yeah,
Their one's cool.
yeah, that's a proper Land Rover. That's a proper Land Rover.
That
Those
those
old
land,
ones.
that one.
Yeah. So I think it's quite good that
It's a nice one. I liked it.
that a company
Don't cut
has,
yourself short.
Yeah.
has just come out and made that car that they didn't do. So
Maybe missed the mark a little bit.
oh yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a few
They
thousand kilometers.
they took it to space like a space cadet.
Shooting for the stars and missed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matthew Clark, 6'4",
That's
Hey,
pretty harsh,
team.
isn't it?
No.
No. We're just gonna
It's
leave
justified.
it there. We're just gonna leave it there.
Later there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
People can think what they want. Hey team, just wanted to get your thoughts on the new Prado.
Ooh, lost
Whoa,
you.
what happened there? Hey team, just wanted to get your thoughts on the new Prado being the first Toyota to have AdBlue as well as the 48-volt system. Is this too much technology for reliable outback touring?
I didn't know they had AdBlue. I
Yeah.
didn't know. So the AdBlue and the DPF. Wow, these emissions are really clamping down. Okay, so with AdBlue, I'm not sure how this is going to affect the Prado, but what I can tell you, with other AdBlue cars like the Grenadier, if you run out of AdBlue, the car won't start. Once you turn that car off, it will not turn on again unless you put AdBlue in it. So that is one thing that can catch you out. But AdBlue lasts, the tanks in, like say for instance the Grenadier, that'll last 7,000 k. So I'd imagine the Prado would also have something that'll last at like 5 to 10,000 k's with AdBlue.
In these cars, is there an AdBlue gauge, like there is a fuel gauge?
Yeah, it'll probably be like an electronic. It'll tell you how many k's are left.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll tell you when you on the Grenadier, you got to flick through the stalk to see it.
But there's a reader.
Yeah,
It'll tell you.
And it'll warn you once it gets down to, I think, 2,000 k's.
Okay.
Then it'll say, top me up.
Yep.
And then it'll just start getting louder and more annoying as it gets closer. So you will end up filling it up.
That's cool.
But it lasts a while.
It lasts a long time. Yeah. My only concern is what if the system thinks there isn't or something, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, if
And
there's a failure.
Yeah.
You just carry some extra AdBlue with you.
I
That's
guess
always safe
you
to-
could. Wouldn't need a lot, you know.
Yeah, so how much, so for that 7,000 Ks in the Grenadier, how much AdBlue is required?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know that answer.
You just fill it up till it's full.
Yeah. I'd imagine it wouldn't be much.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so the Prado is needed?
Yeah, so the new
Plus
Prado
the
will have
48 volt.
AdBlue and 48 volt apparently.
Yeah, right.
And the DPF.
And the DPF.
Oh, yeah, DVF, that was the other part, yeah.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I don't think AdBlue... AdBlue doesn't sound as annoying as it initially did.
Yeah,
When I first heard AdBlue, I was like...
I thought
that's
AdBlue was like an
annoying.
every time top up thing.
Yeah, but
Every
now
time
it
you fill
doesn't
up.
seem... It doesn't seem that annoying.
Nah.
It's
It's-
not readily available though, I gotta say. Like I haven't
yeah.
really seen it at us, you know, because you see it at the truck servos. They have
Yeah.
like the AdBlue,
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know how much you actually put in it. So maybe they got a bottle in the servo. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as you've been driving around the Granios with AdBlue, have you filled it up at all since you've
Nah.
had the car? I mean, that
It's down
to me
to
seems
5,000.
positive.
It's down to 5,000 k's. It says,
Yeah.
and I've driven it 3,000 k's.
What colour is it? Blue.
Yeah, it's blue.
It's red.
Had to be, surely.
Yeah, it has to be red, right?
AdBlue red.
Oh, yeah, so you just buy like...
All
you can buy
bluey.
little plastic bottles of it and that. Everywhere.
Oh, right, okay. So that's what it's in.
Yeah,
Ah.
well, that's...
So the other ones for trucks, obviously the trucks have like a massive AdBlue tank then. Okay.
AdBlue pump.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they're-
really not up to clue with AdBlue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
It
I'm
seems
not
less
either.
annoying
It's weird.
than I first thought.
It does, though. I agree with you.
Right.
I thought originally... It
I
was
thought
like,
the same.
oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be
What, every
that
time you
annoying.
fill up, you have to put in
Yeah.
AdBlue. No, it's
Yeah.
like 5,000 Ks. That's...
Seven-
I'm
7,000.
Okay. 7,000 Ks. I'm okay
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, that's all right.
I have no...
Yeah.
I don't really have an issue with
Basically,
that.
every time you go for a service, almost.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
It's
effectively.
it's similar. It's around that mark, isn't it?
10,
It's like,
you know, 10,000.
you change the oil, change AdBlue. Or fill up.
Yeah.
Fill up,
It's
yeah.
not... It doesn't seem...
It's like I think you put it in once between a service probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm not annoyed at it.
if you are full driving a lot, your service intervals will actually be different in the handbook. So read your Toyota manual, read your Ranger manual, it might be in there as well. It says like in the back of it, it's like if you do full drive, here's your different intervals of
Oh,
services. So you got to like things happen earlier, oil changes are more frequently, usually halved. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I mean, could be wrong on the AdBlue thing, but I'm not super worried about it.
Nah.
Yeah,
With
I'm not
the
too worried about
7,000
it.
Ks thing, like it's
And I
just-
think it's going to be part and parcel of the new
All
new
cars.
cars coming out. So
Yeah.
it might just be something we get used to.
yeah. And there was a part 2 on this, but also the fact that the luggage area will be compromised by the third row of seats when they're folded down due to the 48 volt battery. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so there's... Which version has that? Is it the VX? Oh, I can't remember. So one or two of the versions has the 7 seats. Yeah, so I guess that could affect that. I mean, the seats are tiny anyway. So if they're even smaller, well, I don't care. I'm not sitting in them.
Yeah.
Fair.
Look, I think, yeah, it will, but once someone works out how to tap into this 48 volt system, it's going to be a benefit. Like, I can see a really potentially good benefit. And yeah, and there's a guy I know who works for a particular energy company in the full drive space that started sending me some text messages like, oh, I heard you had the 48 volt Hilux. So I just sort of let them know where things were and stuff, because they're like, oh yeah, because we're looking at tapping into that DC-DC converter. So people are already thinking about it.
Yeah.
People are already thinking about it.
Yeah, I like it. Last one, Jason Babs, 7010. Hi guys, can you please explain how the 48-volt system helps accelerate more smoothly when you say it doesn't actually drive the powertrain?
So it doesn't. It assists the powertrain. So it's got a belt that links in with the motor belt. So when you take off, it just gives it a bit more. So it's a bit smoother. So it's not like the engine has to take up all the slack. It gets assisted. So it just makes it smoother somehow. And when you have the startup at the set of lights, it's not your starter motor doing a startup again. It's just the belt from that electric generator that just fires it over. It just goes whoop, and then the engine goes, yep, we're going again. So it's just how it's programmed in with the system. It just makes it smoother. Apparently it's supposed to have more power, but I know someone who put one of these on a dyno, and he said to me that he couldn't detect any other power, but he could also detect that it felt smoother.
It's basically like a little electric assist
Yeah.
to kick over.
Yeah, it's just
Take away the lag.
Yeah. I'd say it's 75% for the startup and 25% just to save on
And
fuel.
You're gonna feel the difference between driving a normal Hilux
Only
and
on-
jumping into
yes.
the 48-volt Hilux.
Only on takeoff though.
On takeoff, yeah.
Only on
yep,
takeoff.
Yep, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, there we go. That is it, boys.
Done like a dinner.
There we go. Yeah,
Don't it like
like
it,
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're liking a few
Oh,
of
no.
the things I say. You're getting some confidence
This
out
is
of
all the
JP.
one-liners
Yeah.
coming today.
You liking that?
Yeah, I like that. Have you seen that video of have I shown you that? Who's that guy on that NFL doco?
Oh,
The quarterback series.
You like that?
Yeah, you like that.
You like that?
That was, and then everyone in the
a good
crowd
one.
started. I love that.
Mm.
I
You like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
All right.
All right, done.
done as a
Yeah,
dinner.
done,
Yeah.
Music's coming, boys. It's too late to
All right,
go back.
Four-wheel drive podcast driven by Shelter. There's a bit on beginner four-wheel drives. Hopefully you got something out of it. Southern River Band, Let It Ride to see us out. Four-wheel drive podcast on Instagram. BackChat on YouTube. Patrons, thank you for the support. And please, please, please send us some voice messages. We'll catch you next time.
And wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.